This meeting. It's been a long meeting. I'm exhausted. We started at 7 a.m. and it's just a lot. But anyway, kidding. So thanks everybody for showing up. Obviously today was the voting day here at Holly Navarre Water System. A couple announcements. Audio and video recorders are in use. And as always, we just ask that you please fill out the member form sign-up sheet if you want to address the board. All right, so we'll continue this meeting. The number of members in attendance announcement, Mr. Jeff Krigler.
First, we need to close the voting, I believe.
Oh, we have to close voting? Okay. That's not on my list. All right, so we are going to, it's 7:01. We are going to close the voting as of right now. All right.
All right. And we had 13 members present at the start of the meeting this morning.
13 members. All right, that's the way it should be. All right, thank you, Jeff. All right, so item number 4, proof of public notice of annual membership meeting. Mr. Krigler?
Yeah, so tab 4 in your books really just kind of highlights all the public notice listings we had. Obviously, this was in the Navarre Press multiple times, so this really highlights how we got the word out in various ways and various multiple times. So obviously, the members were also sent the annual meeting notice individually through the mail as well.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Financials and audit update, Mr. Jeff Krigler.
Yes, so we won't be reviewing any financials tonight. That means that the next board meeting, which would be in February, we'll be considering the November and December unaudited financials for approval. And then, of course, our audit is underway for 2025, and we're looking to be able to wrap the audit up and present that at the April 2026 meeting. And, of course, our 2024 audit is on our website and available for members.
Okay, and it's always on the website. Thank you. All right. And we're going to be still getting the election results, so we'll hold on for just a minute until they get a chance to count the votes.
Mr. President?
Yes.
While we're waiting, could I ask that in preparation for the February meeting, some of the members had said they were unable to hear the important statements made from the conference table from the CEO and Barbara and other members that were talking down there, so that it's more audible to the audience and audible specifically on the YouTube.
On YouTube channel? Okay. I know, Emerald, I know we've been working on that, right? As far as the audio is concerned?
Yes. There's some of them that are older that we'll need to replace. I think we budgeted for that. I'm not really sure.
You're talking about microphones?
Okay. We'll continue to work on that. I think that's a huge issue. We're here to be transparent and make sure all the members know what's going on. So I think we need to do that and make sure that they can hear, if they can't attend the meetings, and they can hear it on the our YouTube channel. So I don't think it's going to take very long to count the votes.
So those speakers, Mr. Krigler, are they on order so that they can hear y'all a little better? Did I hear you say that?
I don't know if they're on order. I know we budgeted for them. I don't believe they've been ordered yet. We're talking about replacing this week on time. Okay.
So sometime in 2026?
Well, we can get with IT and find out. Let me talk to the IT group and see what the status is. I'll go back and watch the most recent YouTube video or two. I don't typically go back and watch them because I'm here, so I'd like to kind of see what you're talking about. I'm not that remember that board, but yes, I'll go back and see what it sounds like.
Thank you.
You don't go back and watch
I don't
yourself?
I don't rewatch the videos.
I've watched them, and it is a strain, but specifically when members of the staff down here are talking, it's very, very hard to hear, and obviously the people think what you're saying is important and they want to hear it.
But you feel like all the board members pick up all that? It's just kind of the chatter here?
Pretty much,
okay.
Yes. Correct.
And they hear people clicking their pins.
I get on the field all the time.
Phil does that nonstop, nonstop.
It drives me crazy. I'll cut that out.
So, and then this is the absentee election day. Okay, so I will call out, you write, and you write.
Okay,
This is again, election day.
okay.
Edward Apple, 24. Ken Ingram, 71. Stephanie Lindsay, 69. Don Bell, 70. This is the absentee. Edward Adler, 12. Ken Ingram, 66.
Need rubber wheels on that stuff.
Stephanie.
Yeah, the rubber.
Rubber. Gotta have it.
Don Bell, 63. Kurt?
I do.
Yeah, I got the math, dude. You got math.
You can use your phone if you want.
Okay. Oh, I didn't bring my phone.
This one's, that one's 39, right?
Yeah.
36, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Copy of what y'all pull out so I can get it ready.
And
for
I'm the
tomorrow morning.
Plus 24 plus 3.
Oh, I didn't think the 3. Sorry.
Okay, you're gonna give me that tonight?
39, you're correct.
You can. That way, my plan is to get all of this certified.
Yeah, that's what
Or in the morning when Tappy comes in, she'll sign off on it. And when we come down, I'll bring it to you. That way we don't have to mail anything.
2?
One, three, three. What, is that 1, 4, 2?
Yeah,
Okay, 1, 3, 3. Got it.
133.
Yep.
Yep. See. 63.
No,
Wait,
this is 63.
what now?
You're typing in 63.
Oh, 63, sorry. 138.
And so, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so you're gonna write his name first?
Here, did you get those right?
Ken first?
Ken Ingram.
Yeah, all the way across.
All the way across. Okay. 12.
Nope.
Oops, what, 66.
Wait.
I am terrible.
That's why she brought it.
All right.
Go ahead, buddy.
I like the form.
How you doing?
When you show up,
picture of that so I can have it. I wanted to try to get your certification done tomorrow morning so we can turn it to you. All right? Thank you. Okay.
All right, well, I was just handed the results, and here we go. Absentee ballot election. All right, so the 3 folks out of the 4 that have been elected to the Holly Navarre Water System Board of Directors. The number 1 with the most votes, 142 votes, was Mr. Ken Ingram. Number 2 with 138 votes is Mr. Don Linnell. And with 133 votes, Stephanie Lindsay. All right. So those 3, Mr. Ingram, Mr. Linnell will be serving 3-year terms, and Ms. Lindsay will be serving a 2-year term. So there you go. There's your new board of directors. So congratulations. I'm not sure that's the right word to use, but congratulations. Congratulations, guys. So I would just like to, it looks like me and Mr. Matthews are going to be leaving the board tonight. This is our last meeting. And I'd like to ask Mr. Matthews if he has anything to say.
I'm glad that I did it, and good luck to the new members.
Yeah, good luck. And I wrote down a couple of things. I hope that y'all bear with me, but it has been a great honor to serve my community in this way, and it's been even a greater honor that my fellow board members twice voted me to be board president. I love this community. We moved here 15 years ago, and I was glad that I got voted on the board, and very happy that I was able to serve my community because I love this area. I would like to thank the board members that I've served with in the past. The board members I'm going to name are members that have shown themselves to have outstanding character, to be honest, to be hardworking, the utmost integrity as well. And these members of the board have been humble enough to be willing to sacrifice their time and their energy to serve their community, and that's huge. If you love a community and you want to help the community, you really need to get out there and volunteer, no matter if it's the being on the water board, if it's helping out the wildlife refuge, if it's anything that you can think of that you're passionate about. I certainly encourage everyone to get out there and volunteer. I would personally like to thank Mr. Jeff Krigler. I think this water company has one of the best leaders that it's ever had. I worked under and for and with a lot of managers in my life, and I can tell you he's one of the best. He's great with people. He's great with the team members here. He's great with solving issues and problems with issues that arise. He's quick thinking. He's a very intelligent man, and I really appreciate Jeff.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I'd also like to thank the other person that I've worked with quite a bit since I've been on the board is Miss Emerald McDaniel. She's been fantastic. I don't know how she does it. She's the most organized person I've ever met in my entire life. And I think we're very, very blessed to have her on this staff as well. And there's some other folks at the Holly Navarre Water System I'd like to thank. I'll just name first names. They know who they are. But this company has some really fine people, some of the best people on the planet that work for this company, both here and at the club at Hidden Creek. I would like to thank Amber, Clinton, Bill, Chris, Barbara, Jared, Mark, those guys that I've worked with and I've met and talked to, and those guys have always been very accommodating, helping me with my limited knowledge and always encouraging me, so I appreciate that. The folks at the club at Hidden Creek, I'd definitely like to thank Trey, Haynes, and Kim, who run the show out there. And without them, this company would still be forking over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to keep that place going, but we don't have to because it's being run very well, and we're making more and more profit every year, so hopefully that continues. My hope, I'd also like to thank Deborah, our stenographer. She's been here every week, and she's done a great job. And my hope is that I left this company, or that we've left this company a little better off. It was a clown show a few years ago, and that's why I decided to get on board and try to do something about that. And I think we've come a long way, brought a little respect to not just the company itself, but hopefully to the board. And I'd just like to thank all my team members, and I'll leave you with this real quick, and then we'll move on. The people that I've named that have been on the water board before and that I've worked with before, these are the kinds of people we should look to in order to help guard our precious resources here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. And those are the kind of people we want to be elected to help run this place. Everybody makes mistakes, everybody has issues, but if you're pure at heart and you have integrity and you have some common sense, we can make this place and the whole community a better place. So I really do appreciate working with all those folks. And Don, I'm glad you got reelected. I think he's an outstanding citizen as well. But we should never allow anyone that's selfish, self-centered, and has their own specific agenda anywhere near this water board. The people that anyone who would cheat to be elected on the water board, to me, it makes no sense. We don't get paid up here. There's absolutely, the only thing I've gotten since I've been here, I think Jared gave me a pair of oversized socks that nobody wanted. It says Hollywood Water System that, I mean, they're in my closet. But, and I do get Diet Dr. Pepper, and I have taken some peanuts. The peanuts. But yeah, we don't get paid for this. And so it is a sacrifice. And anyone who's willing to sacrifice their time and their energy to help their community should be thanked. And I've been blessed. So that's all I'm going to say. I appreciate everybody. I really do. And the staff and the employees that work for this company, I just want to tell them thank you, because they're doing an amazing job. So I appreciate it, guys. And now I get to hand over the gavel to my friend, Mr. Mark Miller.
Thank you, David. I'd like to recognize David and Mike Matthews for their service to the water system over the last 3 years. I appreciate everything they've done. Can we get a round of applause for them? Yes, Carmen, you're recognized.
I would like to add to that. Community service is probably the most valuable effort on behalf of a citizen and a value added to the community that they are dedicated to. We need more of this, and we applaud both of you and your efforts, and especially your leadership, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right,
And Mike.
Thank you, Carmen. So we're going to go ahead and move forward and seat the new board members. So I'd like to ask David and Mike, go ahead and exit the dais and
Get the hell out, is that what you're saying?
yes.
You're done.
And
I was gonna do the,
Director Miller,
yes,
may I, while the new board members are taking their place on the dais, I think it was important that the board recognize Ms. Tappy and her team, and they volunteer their time every year to run the election at the board. And those dedicated people have been here all day running your election. So, Ms. Tappy, you want to introduce your team, and so we can thank them properly?
We have Miss
Okay.
Judy, Joan, Miss Michelle, and then of course Kirsten and Phyllis from the office. So.
that's right. Okay, so the only other item of business is we need to schedule a board reorganization meeting. We had a suggestion to do it next Wednesday, the 28th. However, I know Director Reynolds has a schedule conflict with that date. So I want to kind of run a couple of other possible dates by everyone. Would Tuesday, the 27th, is that a doable date for staff to
It's
do it?
not great for me. That's the only night that week that wasn't great for me, but I can make it work if I have to.
Okay,
And we have a Fairpoint meeting that day.
okay. What about Monday, the 26th?
Good for that.
Monday, the 26th? Monday, the 26th? Okay. It should be a fairly, short meeting, but I think the bylaws require that we do hold a reorganization meeting. So Monday, the 26th at 6 p.m., is that okay for everybody?
It doesn't cut you short, Mr. Krigler, for timing, moving
There's
it up.
very
one-
little prep needed for that.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so that is scheduled, and then we've also got a tentative date for board training, February 13th, Friday, February 13th, and that's a kind of a, not all day, but that usually starts at around 8 in the morning and goes until,
At least half day, if not more.
yeah, half a day or a little more.
And the thinking behind that date, Mark, is that we certainly want to get that done before the first board meeting for the new board members, so they can get some of that, knowledge under their belt, kind of just the basic stuff. But we want to also have enough time to put together a good program. So we were looking at Friday the 6th or Friday the 13th. That's why we want to throw those dates out. So if the 13th works, we're good with that.
How does everybody feel about that? Does that work for everyone? Either day, yes, fine. Friday the 13th? Okay. Friday the 13th's always been a lucky day for me. I always buy a lottery ticket that day. Haven't won yet. But, yeah. Okay, so those two dates are set. We're going to go ahead and move on to member forum. I have, yes. What time on the 13th?
Typically, we start around 8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all will get some emails about that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to member forum. I have on the list here signed up to speak James White.
Good evening. I had a telephone conversation last week with Mr. Krigler, and the only reason I'm here is to say hello to him in person and tell him how anxious I am to hear from him again on a project that we're working on, and I hope it's going to work out. The only other reason I came tonight, quite honestly, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm a retired / recovering city manager, and therefore I like to go to a meeting once in a while like this so that I can remember exactly why I retired. And now I remember. So good luck to you, all the board members, and no questions. Oh, I knew I wasn't going to get away clean.
Mr. White, would you state your address for the record, please?
2120 Palmetto Lake Drive.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. We have Dora Zeus's.
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
And I'm okay to talk from here. Do I have to go?
Yes, please come to the microphone so they can hear you at home.
Good evening, congrats. I'm Dora Zeus's, and I own Foxy Hair Studios at 1819 Alpine Ave in Navarre. I've been there for about 7.5 years, and I also owned Foxy Boutique, which was in the other shopping center next door for about 14 years. And never had this situation happen to me in that shopping center. But for some reason, the salon's water situation has been a little trying over the years. Every year, I'm asked to do my, of course, yearly inspection to make sure that everything on the outside of the building is, running to code and everything. And when I had it done in July of 2025, everything was fine. There were no issues. And then the end of December, there was an issue where there was a water main break. Okay, thank you. There was another water main break. This wasn't my first one, but it was by far the largest one. So when this kind of a situation happens, when you have a business, you have to call the landlord, the leasing company, so that they can take care of it, because this is considered to be a landlord issue and not a tenant issue. So you're at the mercy of the leasing company to call the plumber and have somebody come out to check to see what the problem is when I get a phone call from, somebody that from Holly Navarre Water goes into the salon and says, your plumbing outside is running, you've got water running all over the place. So from that to the time that a plumber comes out to inspect it, which is hired by the landlord, is 3.5 days. So mind you, there's a lot of water running during this time period. So landlord paid and had the repairs done on the outside of the building. And of course, I know I need to check my water bill and check to see what happens. So my water bill was about, I think, $1,100. So of course I called the leasing company and said, are you going to help me with this? No, we're not going to help you with that. And I'm like, but it's your equipment out there. That's not my responsibility. You're right, but your responsibility is to take care of the water bill. So that happened to me 2 years ago. So I have used my one-time, you're excused from this situation. So now, of course, now when I used that 2 years ago, it was like $300. Boy, do I wish that I waited, because I never anticipated that this was going to happen again. Now, I've been there, like I said, a little over 7 years, and this has happened 3 times. Here I was in the other shopping center for 14 years. Never had anything like this happen. So I'm here to ask for some assistance with this $1,100 water bill, because right now things are, not that this is certainly your problem, but the landlords increased the rent $700 per month. So when something like this happens, that's a big water bill. So I don't know what else to do, and this was the only other alternative, was for me to come and see what kind of assistance you can all help me, because the landlord is certainly not going to help me. The only thing she said is, well, you know, ask them if they can help you with a payment plan. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm hoping for some forgiveness in this situation. So here are these two guys. Here's their first night in. They haven't even been up here 20 minutes.
The first time you had a water leak, was that at the other location, or is it the same location?
No, never at the other location. I was there for 14 years, never had a problem. This is the third time that there has been a problem at 1819 Alpine Ave. This is the third time something's gone wrong. And I believe that they all have not been, I will be honest, they have not all been at the same spot. This was a different spot. This was from the building into the ground. And it was just inspected the end of July. That's, you know, why we have that done every year, to make sure that all the equipment that is put there so that the water system can be, you know, can run properly. Well, I feel, you know, we're like, it's not my fault. It's not, almost like not your fault either. And it's not the, so who, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, is there anything we can do, at least have staff look at the situation and see if there's any room, or has staff already looked at it, do you know?
Yes,
or,
yes,
yeah.
And of course, I was told that I had already used my one-time forgiveness, which was 2 or 3 years ago, for
Right.
a similar situation. This was for a pipe that was under the ground, and when the, and I was there when that plumber was there, and he's like, there's nothing but sand underneath that's holding up this pipe, so they don't last long. Great. So that's my problem. So now how this pipe that goes from the building, you know, where the water comes up from the ground and goes into the building itself, that's where it broke.
And I don't want to give you any legal advice, but does your lease have anything in there about utilities and?
Yeah, well, it states that the landlord is responsible for anything of the building. So yes, and that's what they did. So they did come and they did pay for the plumber to fix that pipe. But the water bill is on me. That's not anything to do with them. That's the way she explained it to me. And I understand what she's saying, but...
And there was no way to shut the water off while it was leaking, or?
Well, I don't know. That was not presented. But I know that if this is going to happen again, I'm going to be calling up here saying, I don't know how you do it, but you need to turn my water off. Because, you know, they take so long to get out there to fix it. And I'm not saying that if I called my plumber versus, you know, the leasing agent calling somebody, but it was, you know, it was more than 2 days it took them to get out there so that water was just running out there like crazy.
We can definitely help them shut water off in the future if anything happens. That's not a problem. All they gotta do is call us and we'll run out there and assist you with getting your water shut off.
Yeah, well, that is definitely one of the things that I thought about was, but then a little too late for that.
Right.
Well, I don't know that this board tonight is in a position to, you know, make a decision on this. I think we, you know, need to get some more information. Maybe if you can email the details to the contact the board link on the website.
Okay.
And then we can discuss it at our next meeting. We can put it on the agenda and you know, discuss it and determine, is there any room for that? But, you know, we do have that one-time forgiveness,
right,
you know, for a reason there, but we, you know, we typically don't go beyond that.
Right. Well, and that was what was told to me, and that's why they suggested I come here to ask the board to help me figure out a solution.
Right. Can you email the contact the board link with the details, the
Okay.
dates, and what the water usage
Okay.
was, and that kind of thing? And then we can put it on our agenda to discuss at our next meeting.
Okay.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
I have a couple more questions for Mrs. Zeusis. Were any of the other units impacted during this?
Never. No. There's a Chinese restaurant right next door to me. She's never had a problem. It's always my spot.
And do you think that there was any maintenance on the behalf of the landlord that was deferred, or any infrastructure that did not?
Well, yeah, I had thought about that, but then I feel that when the inspector comes to do their yearly inspection of all of the equipment on the outside of the building, I pay for that, I set up the appointment, I know that he was there and did it, everything was fine. Because they have to then submit that to D. Mains at the office, that everything has been.
She's
be at
talking
the
about,
backflow
she's talking about a
prevention
backflow
device. Yeah, backflow,
prevention
yeah.
test to make sure her
Right.
backflow's functioning properly. That's the inspection she's talking about, but that doesn't inspect the pipe from
Just
the
the
meter
device.
to the main.
That
I mean, to
has
the
no
building.
bearing on the systemic or the system failure.
It's just that one device above ground,
Yeah, that's
downstream of
that's
the
all
meter.
they inspect.
Do you have any more, Carmen?
No, but I agree with Director Miller to get that information
Okay.
up, and we will look at it later.
Okay.
Did you have a comment?
Yeah, I got just a quick comment. Doing that, but also, have you talked with staff or the CEO on this incident?
I don't
At the very
believe-
least, I'd recommend.
yeah, I don't believe
Can
we
you
talked-
do, because if
I don't
it's on the
believe-
agenda, you'll have to give us options anyway.
Obviously, yeah. So I don't believe we spoke directly. I am aware of the situation. I don't know all the details. Basically, where staff's hands were tied is we don't want to set a precedent. Because we see this, it's starting to happen more and more frequently, is someone will take their leak adjustment on a smaller leak, and then they get a really bad one, and then that's when they realize, oh, I shouldn't have
Yeah.
done that. And our policy doesn't really allow for anything to address that. And, the board spent a lot of time on that leak adjustment policy. It was debated and debated and debated. So staff didn't feel like they really had the leeway to just forgive this larger bill. And that's why she's here tonight. There are some other things we can do. I know we mentioned the, financing or something. I don't believe she's interested in that. But, like I said, we could review it and bring something back. But, once again, it's really, we don't just want to have a precedent issue where we really end up with, it's really 2 leak adjustments if we keep doing this. So this is something the board needs to consider.
Right.
So this is something, obviously, that doesn't happen very often with other businesses in the area.
Very rarely do we have, issues
And,
like this.
and, I mean, I've been there 7.5 years. This is the third or the fourth time that this has happened. So something is, I feel, something is not right somewhere. And, other than the last time that I was forgiven, it was about under $400. They forgave me for that one, but the previous ones I've had to pay for. So, I don't know. I just feel I'm at my wit's end that, okay, what if I had to pay this and it happens again next year? I mean, something obviously needs to be looked at. I don't know if it's the water, who puts that plumbing in? Who put that in there,
A private contractor.
Yeah, scary.
And exactly where was that water main break at?
At the end of the building. That's what I was told.
And have you perused your lease in detail to see if there's any recourse to you in this instance?
Well, that's not my department because that's under the owner. The owner takes care of any problems that are on the outside of the building.
But you do have a lease that you signed,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah. And that's what it says, is that I'm not responsible for any of that on the outside of the building. It's their problem, and that's why they came and they fixed it. But that doesn't mean that something else can't happen somewhere else.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all so much.
Thank you. All right, do we have anyone else that wanted to address the board that has not signed up? All right, if not, then I'll look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
A motion and a second? Second. Meeting adjourned.
I'm right with that.